Hello students, welcome back. So in this video we will discuss about the solubility of a gas in a liquid. So how we will define the solubility of a gas in a liquid? It is defined as the volume of the gas, that is taken in centimeter cube, or you can say milliliter, which will dissolve in 1 centimeter cube of the liquid to form a saturated solution at a particular temperature and pressure. So what does it mean? Suppose we are having 1 centimeter cube of a solvent. So 1 सेंटीमीटर क्यूब में एक गैस जो है उसका कितना अमाउंट सोल्यूबल हो सकता है टू मेक इट अ saturated solution, so that the solution becomes saturated and the amount of that liquid in which we have to dissolve the gas, that is taken as 1 centimeter cube. So this is, in this way we can define the solubility of a gas. Now there are the various factors upon which the solubility of a gas in liquid that depends. The very first is the nature of the gas and the solvent. So solubility of the different gases that varies considerably in the same solvent. Suppose we are having a number of gases and the same solvent, it will not happen that all the gases they are soluble to the same extent. That depend upon the nature of the gas. So the different gases they dissolve into the solvent to different extents. For example, we are having oxygen, nitrogen, helium, argon. They are very less soluble in water, while the other gases as sulfur dioxide, HCl, ammonia gas, they are more soluble in water, because when SO2 that is made to dissolve in water, it forms the sulfurous acid. Then HCl, if it is made to dissolve in water, it forms hydrochloric acid, and same way if ammonia gas that is made to soluble, it forms ammonium hydroxide solution. So in this way these gases they are highly soluble in water. The next factor, that is the effect of temperature. So this is also very important factor upon which the solubility of the gas that depends. So the solubility of the gas is that always decreases with the increase in temperature. So this we will explain with the help of a Le Chatelier principle, as dissolution of a gas that is considered as exothermic process. So it is comparable to the condensation process, where the gas molecules they come close together each other. So when the forces of attraction they are being formed and heat is given out, so this is accompanied by the evolution of a heat. Now if we apply this Le Chatelier principle, suppose consider that gas is made to dissolve in a solvent, and this forward process, which is dissolution, that is exothermic in nature, and heat means heat is given out. This is written in the form of a reaction. Now on applying Le Chatelier principle, if we are again increasing the temperature, if the temperature is increased, it means according to Le Chatelier principle, forward process where the gas is dissolved in a solvent to form a solution, that is again exothermic in nature, and further we are increasing the temperature. So then now equilibrium will shift in the backward direction. In the backward direction, that will be endothermic in nature. So whatever heat we are supplying or whatever temperature we are increasing, the reaction will try to undo that fact. And undo कैसे करेगी वो? जितना amount of heat हम increase कर रहे हैं वो उसको absorb करने की कोशिश करेगी, और जब वो absorb करेगी endothermic हो जाएगी, तो reaction जो है वो backward चली जाएगी. backward में क्या होगा? gas is again that is expelled out of the solution and solvent will be from the solvent, this gas will be separated out. So again gas plus solvent अलग हो जाए, अलग in the sense ये तो reaction को explain करने का method है. From the solution gas will be expelled out in the backward direction. So with increase in temperature, the equilibrium will shift in the backward direction. In the backward direction, the gases they are expelled out of the solution, and if they are now expelling out of the solution, it means solubility that is that decreases with the increase in temperature. Same way the next factor, that is the effect of pressure. So the solubility of the gas is that always increases with increase of pressure. Let us make it understand diagrammatically. Suppose we are having a closed vessel and there is a piston, and these are the gas particles, gas molecules. So there is a equilibrium is established between the gas particles which are on the surface and striking to the surface, moving into the solution. The number of gas particles they are moving into the solution, that is equal to the number of the gas particles they are leaving the solution. So in this way this equilibrium is established. Now we are moving this piston in the downward direction so that we are increasing the pressure. So with increase in pressure, more and more gas molecules they are striking on the surface and they are moving into the solution, so that increasing their concentration in the solution. Again new equilibrium will be established with the increase in the pressure. So again the gas molecules which are entering into the solution, they are equal to the number of gas particles which are leaving the solution. So this is just this was just the way to describe how with the increase in pressure, more and more gas particles they are striking on the surface and more gas particles they are moving into the solution. So with increase in pressure, that will increase the number of gas particles per unit volume of the solution. So as number of gas particles now increasing in the solution, so per unit volume of the this solution gas particle number will increase, and also the rate at which gaseous particles they are striking the surface. Now previously I explained that now more and more gas particles with increase in pressure they are striking on the surface and they are entering into the solution. So this effect of pressure, that is quantitatively explained by the Henry's. So according to Henry, who was the first to give the quantitative relation between the pressure and the solubility of a gas in a solvent. So according to this law, the solubility of a gas in a liquid, that is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. जो solubility है गैस की कि कितनी गैस किसी solution में soluble है, कितना amount उसका present है, that depends directly to the pressure of that gas. So another statement or another way it can be stated as the mass of a gas dissolved per unit volume of the solvent at a constant temperature, that is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas in the equilibrium with the solution. So this statement, now this is represented mathematically as this is the mass of the gas dissolved and this is the pressure of the gas, and this is again the proportionality constant K where we have applied, and the magnitude of this that depends upon the nature of the gas, nature of the solvent, temperature and pressure. So this is the according to Henry's law, according to this statement, what mass of the gas is made to dissolve in solution, that depends somewhat upon how much pressure of that gas is applied upon that solution. Now in place of mass, if we take the mole fraction of the gas in the solution as a measure of its solubility, mean to say अब कितनी गैस solution में soluble हुई है वो मास की टर्म में ना लेकर के हम किस टर्म में लेंगे, that is taken in the mole fraction form. The mole fraction of a gas in solution, that is proportional to the partial pressure of that gas over the solution. Mean to say कि जिस solution में जिस सॉल्वेंट में हम गैस डिज़ोल्व कर रहे हैं उसमें इस गैस की कितनी मोल फ्रैक्शन सोल्यूबल है, और यू कैन से कितना अमाउंट सोल्यूबल है, दैट इज़ टेकन इन द मोल फ्रैक्शन, और उस गैस का उस सॉल्वेंट के ऊपर कितना प्रेशर है, दैट इज़ टेकन एज द पार्शियल प्रेशर, कि उसका पार्शियल प्रेशर कितना है और उसकी मोल फ्रैक्शन कितनी है. सो द mole fraction that is directly proportional to the partial pressure of that gas over the solution. So K dash, that is the proportionality constant. Here if we are converting this expression into the most common form of the Henry's law, where it is defined as the partial pressure of a gas in vapor phase that is proportional to the mole fraction of the gas in the solution. So here we are taking P to this side, so 1 upon K dash, that will become KH, and X, this is again the mole fraction of the gas. So KH is known as the Henry's law constant. So this is the mathematical expression for Henry's law, that partial pressure of a gas in the vapor phase that is proportional to the mole fraction of that gas over the solution. So KH is the Henry's law constant, which is the function of nature of the gas. This is a function of the nature of the gas. So higher the from the value of this KH, we can guess about the solubility of the gas. Higher the value of KH at a given pressure, lower will be the solubility of the gas in the liquid. So what does it mean? Suppose if we are taking KH on this side, it will be the P upon X. So what will be the meaning? That if P pressure is high, more and more partial pressure that is applied, and less amount of mole fraction or less amount of gas amount is going into the solution, going in solution, so mole fraction will be less and pressure will be more. So of course the value of KH will be more. Now if more pressure is applied and less gas is dissolved in the solution, or amount of the gas in terms of mole fraction is less in the solution, it means the solubility of the gas is less. So from this value of KH, we can guess about the solubility of the gas in the liquid. So this is all about the Henry's law, which gives the quantitative relationship between the mole fraction of the gas and the partial pressure of the gas of that gas applied on the solution. So next we have the limitations of Henry's law. Henry's law की क्या limitations हैं? It is valid if only if the pressure is low. At very high pressures, that KH values shows the deviations, that shows the considerable deviations from the normal values. It is valid only if the temperature is not too low. So बहुत ज़्यादा कम नहीं है टेम्परेचर, तो ये वैल्यूज़ जो है जहाँ प्रेशर और उसका मोल फ्रैक्शन का जो क्वांटिटेटिव रिलेशनशिप है, जो डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल है आपस में, सो वो तो वैलिड है. बट अगर टेम्परेचर बहुत कम हो जाएगा तो वो फिर से हमें KH की वैल्यूज़ में डेविएशंस देखने को मिलेंगी. अगेन इट इज़ वैलिड ओनली इफ़ द गैस इज़ नॉट हाईली सोल्यूबल. इफ़ द गैस इज़ very soluble in water or any solvent, then also KH shows the deviations. If the gas neither reacts chemically with the solvent nor dissociates nor associates in the solvent, mean to say it is valid only if the gas does not react chemically with the solvent in which it is made to dissolve. ना तो वो dissociate होती है और ना ही वो associate होती है. associate mean to say कि वो 2-3 molecules आपस में कंबाइन कर जाते हैं. सो ऐसा कोई प्रोसेस ना हो तभी KH की वैल्यू या हेनरीज लॉ जो है वो वैलिड है. नेक्स्ट इज़ द एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ हेनरीज लॉ. So the very practical application of Henry's law, that is in the production of carbonated beverages. So to increase the solubility of carbon dioxide in the soft drinks, we all know that in the soft drinks or in the soda water, the carbon dioxide that is made to dissolve. So carbon dioxide that is made to dissolve at very high pressures, so that more and more amount of carbon dioxide that is made to dissolve in that soda water bottles. So then they are sealed under very high pressure, so that it's more and more amount is present in that solvent. Then if again the pressure is released, the caps are open, the pressure is released, carbon dioxide that is moved out of the solution. So the next application of Henry's law, that is in the deep sea diving or scuba divings. So then when deep sea divers when they dive very deep in the sea, they depend upon the compressed air for the breathing. So at very high pressures underwater, this compressed air which contains more amount of nitrogen as compared to oxygen, so the greater amount of nitrogen that gets dissolved into the blood. So more and more oxygen, more and more nitrogen when that is dissolves into the blood, and when these divers they come again towards the surface, the pressure decreases. Now with the decrease in the pressure, the nitrogen that leaves the solution, or you can say that tends to leave the solution or blood in which it was dissolved, so it forms the bubbles now in the bloodstream, which is a very dangerous condition which may block or burst the blood capillaries also, and that contains a painful medical condition which is known as bends. So to avoid these bends, the tanks used by the scuba divers, now they are filled with the diluted air which contains helium gas, quantity of helium gas as compared to the more quantity of nitrogen. So this is the composition of the diluted gas, where because the lower solubility of the helium in the blood than the nitrogen. Helium we are using because its solubility in the blood is low as compared to the nitrogen. And one more reason is that we are using helium gas because of its small size. So because the small size of helium atoms, they can easily pass through the cell walls without damaging them. As nitrogen, when it was making bubbles in the bloodstream, so they were not able to diffuse through the cell walls, and that's why they were causing the problem of bends. But here now helium, that one thing is that it is less soluble in blood, and another thing is that if some amount of helium is soluble, then also because of its small size it can pass through the cell walls easily, because without damaging them. The another application of the Henry's law is that at higher altitudes, where the partial pressure of oxygen is less, as we move towards the hills, the partial pressure of oxygen that is very less than that of the ground, which results in the low concentration of oxygen in the blood. Because as the partial pressure of oxygen is less, whatever air we are inhaling, in that air pressure of oxygen will be less, and less amount of oxygen will be available for the blood and the tissues. So as the people who are living at the higher altitudes, the blood and tissues that have less quantity of oxygen, so because of this less quantity of oxygen in the blood and the tissues, the climbers which can feel weak, and they are unable to think clearly, and this condition is known as anoxia, which is caused due to the low amount of oxygen available at the higher altitude, and because of that their concentration in the blood and tissues that also decreases, and because of that the problem of anoxia that is felt by the climbers and the people living at the higher altitude. So this is all about the applications of the Henry's law.